video where I just wanted to share a new, like basically a new software platform that I found. So this is called Miro, maybe Miro. I'm not actually sure how to say it. And it's a complete coincidence because just earlier today I had someone like ask me in my YouTube comments what my favorite mind mapping tool is, and like up until now, I'd been using a tool called like MindNode. I really do love MindNode. It is a great tool, and I didn't have any complaints about it. And just like purely by coincidence, I like stumbled across this tool, which is like uh I don't even know how to describe it. It's sort of like Sketch meets Google Docs plus mind mapping tool. I'm not really sure. It's got a lot of functionality. So I'm just gonna like show you a few quick things here. For example, here's like the blank board. Now we can choose like a Kanban framework, which is like a Trello style of working. We can choose to do a mind map. We can choose user stories. We can choose concept maps. Not actually sure what that is, but it looks something similar to a mind map. Like brain writing, I'm not even sure what that is either. And then like flowcharts, which like flowcharts are actually really good for building out marketing strategies, and also for like mapping out the user flows. So like we can open up one up like quickly now, and we can say like, oh, do you know what this would also be really good for mapping out automations? So like user visits, or like starting with Airtable. This is very similar to like Integromat. Airtable action connect on LinkedIn, if connection sent, update Airtable, something like that. So this is like I've been using this tool for about like 2 hours now, and usually I would spend like a lot longer using an app before I like make a video on it to share it with everyone. But I've genuinely fallen in love with this tool really quickly. It's just I love it. I can't believe I've just found it. It's also got things like embedding iframes. You can put videos, you can put like websites in there, you can capture a screenshot of a website. Just like there's just really nice integrations. Apparently, I can also add a mind map. Yeah, I can add a mind map anywhere, which is really cool. And then if I go into like integrations, they've got they've got a lot of really interesting integrations. So the way I actually found this was because they have an Airtable integration. So you can pull your data from Airtable to generate something within Miro, which I thought was like really interesting. So like this app for me just has like so many use cases, particularly just for like especially as a founder, just like planning things out and getting everything like down on paper. This is like super interesting. They also integrate with Sketch. So I'll actually show you what I've been working on, and how I found this tool so interesting is for mapping out like flows of like your software service. So I'm really focused currently on onboarding for Notify, which is one of my software companies. I don't have an issue acquiring customers. I have an issue with keeping them, with getting them on board and getting them to see like the success points with our application, and how to really use it. So like the problem with being like a founder and you just get so used to your tool that it's almost like it does become like second nature. It's a habit when you're using it, and that makes it very difficult to get into the mindset of someone who's using your application for the first time. They've never seen your dashboard before. They may even be new to like this concept of marketing in terms of like website plugins, which is what we do. So it is really quite difficult as a founder to tackle problems from like a first time user experience perspective. So like obviously you can go out there and like hire people to do things for you, but in general, I like to give things a go myself, and I think that's like the best way of learning. Like if all the time, whenever I had a problem, if I said, "Oh, I'm just going to go and hire someone," I'd never actually tackle any challenges myself. I'd never learn anything. Same as like teaching myself, like yeah, literally everything I know, like design, building automation, sending API things it's all just stuff that I've taught myself. Even marketing in general, I just taught myself. So I like to give like everything a go. So now I'm trying to teach myself like getting it rather than hiring a UX like, expert. I'm trying to like fix these issues myself. So, and that actually involves just like basically ripping your app to shreds, and you have, or even like your website, e-commerce store, whatever it may be, ripping your product to shreds. And what I mean by that is being like really harsh on everything. Like you've spent a lot of time, and in my case, invested a lot of money and effort, and put a lot of like passion into building this product. But you have to be able to see like this isn't good, this needs changing, da da da, to be able to build a better product for everyone. So this is me just literally these like red markers. It's just me like writing out like the pain points basically. All the things that are wrong. So like these should be moved over to the left. If a user doesn't enter anything here and presses the start free trial button, we've got no error state, so no one knows they're doing something wrong. Then there's too much images here, and I do have to be really harsh with myself because I've designed this at some point thinking this is like really beautiful. And now I've like changed my mind. Now it's actually built. Obviously, we have like changes of you just change your mind as like things go ahead. Then I've put like there wasn't I don't like this default image at all, so that should be changed. So I'm just making like loads of different notes. Subtext colors should be different. Rewrite this text. So I don't like the copy there. So I'm like tearing my landing page apart. Like change these reviews. Da da da. Like this isn't even a bad one. If you see the sign up page on on like all of the issues that I've like come up with. But essentially now I can just go and like pass this to my developer. The other really interesting thing about this app is that you can collaborate on it in real time. Um, so I think I might have it open in another window. Do I have it open still? Yeah, I do. Like let's imagine like, I've invited my developer as well. Like I can scroll over and you can see like the mouse is moving, so we can like type and work on something at the same time. So for like distributed teams, which like we are within Notifier, and obviously there's like hundreds of other distributed teams out there who are people who are working remotely. This is like a super interesting tool. Um, I've actually got completely sidetracked because I'm now talking about SaaS. But anyway, this is for me is more interesting talking about SaaS. But yeah, go and check out this app. It's really interesting. But I'll carry on talking about this. So then like you can also go ahead and like leave comments, and you can like tag people in it. So when I invite my developer, I can go ahead and tag like Nika to go and work on this. And I think this is like a really like cool way of like optimizing your flows. So I've just like got started. So user visits website. This is our homepage. This is our like feature pages, and I've just come out with like improvements. Improvements that need to be made, and then I've just gone through our exact flow. So as if I'm like a new user, and just anything that I don't like, I've just left a comment on there, and it's going to be passed to our developers, and it's going to be fixed. And as you can like probably in total, I don't know, there's about 50, maybe even more, not quite 100, but there's definitely like 50 like little minor comments and things like that I've left here. And these are all like little improvements that they're really quick things for us to implement. They're not big changes. So a really good like motto that I actually learned at Hotjar is to aim to improve by 1% every day. So I apply that both like personally, always try like improving yourself, learning something new, and but also like to your product, because then it means that every 100 days your product's going to get twice as good as it was before. But then you also have I can't remember what the word for this is actually, but if every time you're improving by 1%, it's going to be more than twice as good because you have it's compounding effect, is it? Something like that. Because essentially you're getting 1% better, then 1.1% better, 1.2% better. So everything that adds on top of each other. So after the space of a year, you're going to have like a 5 times better product than you did at the start of it. So that's just quite a good little just I don't even know what the word for that is. Like a good mentality to have. Try and improve by 1% every day, both your products and your and yourself. So like, I'm going to continue with this flow. So I'm just going through the exact first time experience that a user would have, and to setting up a campaign to get through to our end goal. So this is currently focused on like user experience, but after that I can then add on like onboarding things, like send an email here, put a pop-up here, do this there, and just going through it. So that's literally just one use case of this tool, and I can just think of like millions more. So yeah, like super interesting for anyone involved, like anyone, definitely marketers and SaaS founders. I think this is a fantastic tool for like real-time collaboration. There were some other like templates that they had as well, although I can't find them now. Here we are. Yeah. So yeah, customer journey map is what I'm doing currently. They've even got like a business model canvas. Not quite sure what that is, but you can always look at it. Brain writing. I genuinely don't even know what half of these things are, but they look really interesting. Um, Customer personas. This is really really interesting. Um, Empathy mapping. KWL Fishbone. I'm gonna have to play around with this a lot more. But I'm 5 whys. Anyway, yeah, I think this is this. Can I add it in here? What the hell? Uh, Process. Oh, this is complex even for me, but I like it a lot. This is a type of. Okay, I won't play around with this live, but really go and check out this app. I absolutely love it. I think it's probably one of the best apps that I found this year, and I'm not even utilizing like the real-time collaboration currently, but I think this is a really really cool tool. Um, as funny as it sounds, like I am obviously like a software founder, but I generally don't invest in software unless I get like a really good amount of value out of it. I always try and like, also I don't like adding too many tools into my tech stack is like the other thing. I really like to use tools that like cover a lot of bases. Like on a daily basis, generally all I use is Chrome. I don't use Notion on a daily basis. I actually try and move away from it now. Front, I use for managing emails, Slack, of course, Sunsama, and Airtable, and Loom for recording videos. That is like pretty much the daily apps that I use. Figma I use for design. I've moved away from Sketch now, but I'll actually make a video on Figma as well. But anyway, this is a tool that I'm definitely going to be adding to my stack of tools, and I don't say that lightly. It's not often that I add a new tool into my like workflow, and I try and avoid paying for tools where possible. I use things like Setapp, which bundles your tools together, but in my opinion, this is definitely something worth paying for. Yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, I've just got started with it, so if anyone's had like experience using this app before, if there's anything that I've like missed out on or something that I should look at, please let me know in the comments. Like I said, there was someone earlier who commented on my video, and I told her, Natasha, Natasha, I told you that my favorite app for mind mapping was MindNode, and I've now changed my mind. It is now Miro. Um, so yeah, just a complete coincidence that I came across this today. Really cool app, definitely worth checking out. And yeah, if anyone else has used it and has some hints and tips, please leave them in the comments. Thank you.